There were a bunch of fights.
Yeah, there was a bunch of fights. We talked about the Logan Paul Floyd Mayweather fight last week, but what came up in the news this week was that Logan said that he thinks he could beat Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with no.
You know what? I say try it and see, Logan. Just give it a shot.
Actually, I take that back, Logan. You can totally win.
You can do it.
I think it'd be amazing.
Matter of fact,
I think you'd school Iron Mike Tyson.
Yes, you know what, Logan Paul?
You should do it.
Logan, know what you should do? You should call yourself like the legend killer, right? Give yourself a nickname. Your brother told you. Jake told you that you beat Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Right? He said you beat him. And I guess, you could claim a victory for not getting your ass knocked the fuck out. You can claim a victory.
Even though it was an exhibition.
So yeah, step in there with, Mike is 54? How old is Mike Tyson? Like step in the ring.
Early 50s.
With the grown man strength of 50-year-old Mike Tyson. I guarantee you Logan doesn't have enough punching power to knock out Mike. No. Right? We were talking about this off camera because when Floyd stepped in the ring and Logan stepped in the ring, there was a 40-pound weight difference.
Yep.
Right? And, he's fighting a boxer. And I was like, well, how come he didn't go 40 pounds in the other direction? How come he didn't fight someone 40 pounds heavier than him?
Well, because that don't make sense.
Right? Like, for anybody that watches boxing, right, 40 pounds heavier is prime Evander Holyfield.
Oh, yeah.
It will be all kinds of murder in that ring. It'll be all kinds of dead, man. Like, I was like, all this talking, look, there would be no more. Nobody would want to see him after he gets so, handily demolished. Think about it like this. When Floyd landed double the punches, if that was a boxer that was even closer in size.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been
Logan's face would have ground round, bro, like hamburger meat.
No.
I'm just saying.
I'm curious. Do you follow Michael Rappaport?
Yeah, I love Michael Rappaport.
What's his deal with all of the basketball stuff that's going on right now?
Well, Michael Rappaport has always had a relationship with the NBA and with basketball, right? So, and he's a New Yorker, so by proxy of just being a New Yorker, you're gonna be loud and outspoken. So, and he had some beef with Kevin Durant. So
I remember.
Yeah,
that.
and he was a commentator for the Big Three, which was that it's kind of the elders league for the NBA. Like if you played, like Allen Iverson was supposed to be in there. It was pretty entertaining for a little while, right? So, if you're watching the playoffs, Michael Rappaport is that guy, and he uses his platform. I mean, he doesn't only talk about basketball, but since that's what you asked about, yeah, he's very, very vocal.
I just noticed lately it's been a lot of basketball posts.
Well, I mean, because the playoffs are hot right now. The playoffs are really, really interesting, and they did something different this year about how, like, depending upon where you finished in the season, you almost had to play to get into the playoffs. And LeBron James lost in this, and I think not even the finals, not even the semifinals. LeBron James lost at a time in the playoffs where Michael Jordan never, ever lost.
Right.
And, people like to compare the two, and it's not fair to LeBron James.
Why
not fair? It's a different day. It's a different game. He's a different athlete. I still think that Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time.
Okay.
Period, point blank. No question about it. But to compare him to Michael Jordan is not fair. It's like... It's just not. He could be great, and Mike could be great. It's just that he's not going to ever be better.
Is that because Michael Jordan did it first?
No, there were other players. Well, he was the first to have such consistent greatness. Like, there were other players in the league that were amazing to watch, that had huge influence. Dr. J had a huge influence on the game, right? Like, if you go back and watch some of the things that Wilt Chamberlain had a huge influence on the game of basketball, right? I mean, now Wilt is what, 6'17", and he's playing against dudes that are 6'2", and he's dunked. Wilt has 100-point game. He scored 100 points in one game. And what's his numbers? Hey, can you please look up how many girls he said he smashed?
He claims 20,000.
Yeah, but Wilt, they say he used to be able to snatch quarters off the top of the backboard. He could have excelled in track and field, which is kind of an anomaly for a guy that big. So, there's been other guys in the league that have done great things. Pistol Pete Maravich was one of the first flashy basketball player dribblers. Like, he made, dribbling into an art. So, yeah, like, when we talk about Michael Rappaport, he's just a passionate fan.
I just said something about him because I know that there's not a lot, I don't watch a lot of basketball, very rarely, only if it happens to be on. And so I wanted to I noticed he's been posting a lot about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Also, isn't Tyrone Woodley supposed to be?
Oh.
Didn't they sign that contract?
Yeah, they signed the contract.
And didn't De La Hoya sign a contract with somebody?
De La Hoya is fighting. If I'm not mistaken, De La Hoya is fighting. Oh my God.
Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head.
He's another retired UFC guy. Another guy that's laid into his. I mean, we can just look it up.
Yeah. And with Woodley.
Yeah, Woodley's. Well, see, the thing is, in order for Woodley to fight in a boxing match, he can no longer be in the UFC.
Why?
Like because Dana doesn't do that. Dana doesn't co-promote, right?
Right, but
so
Dana, I thought Dana was letting him.
No, but see, if you watch GSP, George St. Pierre was supposed to box Oscar De La Hoya, and Dana said no.
Oh, that's what it was.
Right, he said no. He said hell no, because it's still possible for George St. Pierre, who's not too old, who's technically he didn't lose his title.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, if they could ever put that Khabib Nurmagomedov George St. Pierre fight ever together, that would be great. Right. And if he loses to Oscar De La Hoya, which I doubt, it would be horrible for the UFC. So why would Dana let a possible cash cow? Why would he do that? Whereas Tyron Woodley is kind of done, man. Like, I love Tyron Woodley. His music is horrible, but you listen to him speak. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even know he did music.
His music is really bad, man. But falling in and out of love, it's amazing, right? Tyron is like you listen to him speak, and like, especially the scene with him and his mom after Kamaru beat him. It's like he becomes like a person, right? And Tyron looks like a dude that we would hang out with. Long story short, in order for him to fight, one of the Paul brothers, he has to be done with his UFC. He's done, and he hasn't run a fight in like 4 years. Now, to his credit, he was a champion and he fought nothing but killers. Like, yeah, okay, you lost to the top 5 guys on earth. You know what I'm saying? And people think because those losses, like he has 4 losses in a row, that he's some kind of pushover because he lost to the top 4 or 5 guys.
That's what people always say, though.
Yeah, like if he would have fought anybody else in any other league on earth, they would have got starched. Period. So we'll see what happens with Jake. With Jake Paul.
I wonder what sport they're going to try to go after next. Maybe they could fight somebody who's a world champion in badminton.
Maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe they can, like,
or
that would
maybe
be awesome.
Maybe lacrosse or hockey. I mean, hockey fights.
Hockey. But those hockey dudes are way too big, though. These guys are not fighting guys. Like, they're always trying to find some type of strategic advantage. Every one of their fights presents some type of advantage. Either it's an experience advantage or it's an age advantage. They're not fighting anybody on their level. Right, like if this was track and field, right, you would have to run in your age group, right, and if they were running in their age group against other kids with other kids that were trying to be professionals or whatever, they would get smoked. It wouldn't even be close. Like if Jake or Logan both fought a contemporary fighter, an amateur, like a Golden Gloves winner, right, they would get smoked. That kid that's going to win the Olympics this year in their weight class would break every bone in these guys' faces.
I mean, I think that certainly is a point to be thought of. Who knows?
Your girl Clarissa Shields won her debut.
Oh yeah.
She fought. She did really good. She defended the takedown really well and ended up ground and pounding this poor girl into submission. But Clarissa has all of the boxing belts, all of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah, she can throw hands. We'll see what happens with it.
Yeah, we'll see, man.
There's not a lot going on with that, and I don't think there's a fight coming up.
No, the UFC has always got something coming.
Yes.
Yeah, the UFC.
Conor.
Conor.
Oh shit.
Conor and
Poirier
Dustin.
3.
Yeah, Conor Poirier 3 is
10th.
coming. I think Poirier is gonna get him, man. I think Poirier is gonna get him. I don't know why Conor ate all those leg kicks the first time, but
Conor's not one to repeat mistakes, though.
We are going to see. Yeah, because when he fought Nate and Nate beat his ass up, and the second fight he beat Nate up.
Yeah, pretty
right.
bad.
Well, the point is, Edwards is beating the life out of Nate Diaz all 5 rounds. Beat down. Beat down. Last 30 seconds of the fight, Nate catches him with his right hand, wobbles him, and if he didn't,
he's known for.
If he didn't stop the showboat, he could have finished the fight. He does a second in there where Edwards is Leon Edwards is leaning backwards. He's totally on like Bambi legs, right. and Nate points at him. I was like, bro, what are you doing? It's like Leon won the fight, but Nate won the night. That was an amazing
I
fight.
mean, that's what the Diaz brothers do. Their claim to fame has never been champions. Their claim to fame have always been tough as nails.
Tough as nails, put on entertaining
You got to
fights.
fight me to the very last minute.
Yeah, and it's kind of an old school style because he took a lot of punishment.
Well, yeah, that's what they do.
Those guys are blood and guts.
But they don't have a lot of brain cells left, so.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I like those. I like the scrap pack. You know, I like the Diaz brothers. You don't like? You're not feeling those guys?
Nah.
Stockton, motherfuckers. Love it. Love it.
Yeah, okay.
They're street.
They're dirt road.
So what?
Have you ever seen Stockton?
I drove through it.
Exactly.
Stockton sucks. Stockton is fucking horrible. But like it like when you see these guys and they repping Stockton, you can understand why they're such like, you know.
Hey, no disrespect, man. They can both fight their asses off. I just, you know, that's not for me.
Scholar.
I think very deeply.
Sinner.